When we mention rock stars, we imagine glamour, fame, and riches. Fame is fleeting, though, and for some musicians, the limelight vanishes. To our surprise, some of the biggest rock stars have retired their guitars and returned to regular jobs. In this video, we're going behind the scenes of the interesting lives of rock stars who have gone back to regular jobs. You won't believe where some of them landed. Gene Simmons, businessman and investor, Gene Simmons, Kiss rocker and lead singer, is best known for his excess-filled live performances, fire-breathing tours, and demon image. But beneath the makeup and rock star image, Simmons has continually had a sharp business sense. As Kiss skyrocketed to one of the biggest rock acts of all time, Gene was busy building a brand that extended far beyond music. While Kiss ruled the world, Simmons saw that the band could be used as a merchandising behemoth. From comic books and action figures to coffins emblazoned with the Kiss logo, Simmons saw to it that the band's name was attached to everything. The strategy turned Kiss into one of rock's most lucrative brands. But Gene didn't rest on his laurels. When Kiss started to lose steam, Simmons diversified. He co-founded Simmons Universal Recording label, also guest-starred on the reality television show Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, and wrote business prosperity books. Restaurant ventures, finance investments, even cryptocurrency gave him a break from the performance spotlight. And at his age, in his 70s, Gene Simmons is a household name, not only for music, but for business as well. From rock star to entrepreneur, Simmons has built an empire of hundreds of millions, solidifying his place as one of the greatest musician-turned-businessmen of all time. David Lee Roth, from Van Halen to saving lives. David Lee Roth, the charismatic frontman of Van Halen, was one of the most iconic men in rock in the 70s and 80s. With his aerial stage performance, booming vocals, and dynamic personality, Roth embodied the rock star lifestyle.
The crowd would love me. Hey, you in the red. Yeah, you. There you go.
Yet while he was a fixture atop the music world for years, Roth's life post-Van Halen diverged in an unexpected direction, far from the stage sheen and shine. Upon leaving Van Halen, Roth didn't lay low. In 2004, he was in the news for becoming a certified EMT in New York City. Yes, the same guy who used to yell "jump" in Panama was now jumping into ambulances, saving lives on Manhattan streets. Roth spent hours answering 911 calls, assisting people in need of medical care. He spoke in interviews of the work providing him with a sense of purpose and fulfillment, contributing to society in a very personal way. While his rock star image was all about excess and adrenaline, his work as an EMT revealed a whole other side of him, one that prized humility, hard work, and compassion. While he's not saving lives on the front lines anymore, his time as an EMT demonstrated that David Lee Roth is more than a rock icon. He's a guy who's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and help out when it counts. Phil Collins, from stage to retirement projects. Phil Collins, iconic Genesis drummer and vocalist, and hugely successful solo artist, became one of the most recognizable names in music in the 80s and 90s.
You told me you were drowning.
With such chart-topping hits like "In the Air Tonight" and "Against All Odds," Collins ruled the charts and sold out stadiums around the world. But after all those years of touring, Collins retreated from the spotlight, opting for a less publicity-friendly life in retirement. As health problems, such as nerve damage that compromised his drumming capabilities, eventually caught up with him, Collins turned his attention to personal projects and family life. Though he officially retired from the road in the early 2000s, Collins remained active in the music business in smaller capacities, including writing a memoir, Not Dead Yet, in which he discussed his career, personal demons, and achievements. Since retiring, Collins has enjoyed a more relaxed existence, devoting time to charities close to his heart and indulging in personal hobbies like collecting memorabilia and visiting with his children. While less hectic, Collins' impact in the music industry is still very much evident, and his position as a rock legend continues to influence musicians to this day. Even though he is no longer performing, Phil Collins has found equilibrium in retirement, relearning the things most important to him and leaving behind a legacy of lasting music that will be cherished for generations. Jim Martin from Faith No More to farming lead guitarist for alternative metal band Faith No More, Jim Martin contributed to the band's distinctive sound when they became popular in the late 80s and early 90s. With his distinctive approach and heavy riffs, Martin was the key to the popularity of such hits as Epic and Falling to Pieces. Despite the fame, Martin's love of life went beyond the stage, and when he quit the band in 1993, his life took a surprising but satisfying turn. Rather than starting another life in music, Jim Martin became a farmer. Yes, the rock guitarist who used to shred on stage now spends his days planting pumpkins and tills soil on his Northern California farm. He managed to adjust to the peaceful, less stressful life of farming, happy in a lifestyle far from the madness of the music world. His commitment to agriculture has even landed him a prize-winning pumpkin patch, with some of his pumpkins reaching enormous sizes, taking first prize at local fairs and competitions. Even though Martin hung up the mantle of rock star, he has not left music entirely in the rear view. Occasionally, he still breaks out the guitar and tours the music scene, but his heart now belongs to the soil. His story is a refreshing reminder that sometimes the most fulfilling pages in life are written after the spotlight. As Jim Martin found peace in the farm, so can you. Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath to real estate. Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath's godfather of heavy metal and pioneering guitarist, left a lasting mark on music. With his ominous, rumbling riffs, Iommi opened the door to a whole genre of music and the sound of hundreds of bands and artists. Rock staples like Iron Man and Paranoid are solidified in musical history, and Iommi's work has turned him into a legend. But when Black Sabbath touring finally came to a halt, Iommi had a new interest, though one light years from the heavy metal platform. After Black Sabbath's final tour, Tony Iommi went into real estate. A shift from heavy metal to property development might sound strange, but Iommi has done it with the same tenacity that established him as a guitar legend. Iommi's venture into real estate began modestly, with investments in small properties, but he eventually built a portfolio. Iommi's entrepreneurial acumen transferred easily to this new enterprise, and he built unobtrusively outside of music a real estate empire. Though Iommi will always be known as the Lord of Heavy Metal, his real estate company reveals another aspect of the rock star, one that's equally committed to ultimate victory as he was to achieving enduring sound. Even in this later period of his life, Iommi's legend keeps on expanding beyond the stage. Evidence that a legend can have victory in any endeavor they choose to pursue. Conclusion. As we have learned, rock star fame isn't followed by life the way you might imagine. Some of these artists discovered new passions, and some turned to more quiet, enriching pursuits off stage. From rescuing lives as paramedics to tilling their fields, to creating new gadgets, these rock stars are reminding us that life does not stop when the lights go off the stage. What career switch was the biggest shocker to you? Sound off in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible tales of the remarkable lives of celebrities.